Hello, my name is Dida Rosher and I'm the International Director at the University of Cumbria. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you and tell you just a little bit about the university before I hand over to my colleague Sandy to talk to you about Head Start, our award-winning MOOC. University of Cumbria is a wonderful blend of old and new, founded on a rich education history with institutions dating back more than 150 years. We're situated in the northwest of England, which is home to the iconic English Lake District, and we are a vibrant provider of higher education, skills, research and innovation. We have 5 beautiful campuses positioned in city, country and coast locations, including the historic University City of Lancaster and buzzing London, as well as the poetic English Lake District. And our idyllic setting provides an ideal base to soak up culture and creativity as you carry out your studies. The university is currently ranked number 8 in the world for quality of education, according to the Times Higher Education World University Impact Rankings 2020, and number 1 in the UK for quality of education. We are friendly, supportive, and 100% focused on you, and I hope you will consider studying with us as you think about your future career and employability. And now over to Sandy.
Thank you, Dee. Hello, I'm Sandy Donnelly. I'm the Academic Literacies Manager at University of Cumbria. I work with a team of advisors who focus on supporting students with their library and academic skills. And in this presentation, I'm going to tell you about our online study skills Head Start and how it can help you get ahead of the game in preparing for studying in the UK. Head Start to University is an online study skills course designed to help new starters get a better idea of what academic study at a UK university involves. If you've never been to a UK university before, it's a great introduction to academic skills and behaviours you need to succeed. And if it's a while since you last did some formal study, it's a helpful reminder on the research, writing, referencing, time management, and all those study skills you need to do well on your course. Head Start surveys well with our participants. In 2019, 94% of our Head Starters said they would recommend it to new students. And part of our aim with Head Start is to help students feel more confident and prepared. In last year's survey, 99% of survey participants said completing Head Start helped them feel more prepared for university. In a moment, I'm going to switch to the web so that we can explore some of the Head Start sections. In our 2019-20 survey, Head Starters identified the most useful sections as referencing, writing, and research. So for this presentation, I'm going to focus on referencing, as that's a key area of concern for UK and international students alike. Looking at that section will also give you a taste of how Head Start works. Before we get into Head Start, I'm going to show you how to access the open education platform in Blackboard. This is where Head Start sits, and it will also show you how to create an account. This slide here shows you some key links for Head Start, and there's our contact email at the bottom, head.start@cumbria.ac.uk. You can contact us with your queries about accessing Head Start or aspects of the course via that email. I'll remind you of these links at the end of the presentation. So, all about creating an account and getting logged in. Blackboard is a virtual learning environment. It's like Moodle or Canvas. You might have come across virtual learning environments in your schools and colleges. An open education is the platform on Blackboard that we use so that students who haven't got a University of Cumbria student account can access our Head Start courses. The first step to logging into Head Start is to go to the Open Education platform using the link on this slide, openeducation.blackboard.com/Cumbria. Basically, once you've clicked login, you'll be able to create a new account and click on the Create One Now link that's highlighted on the screen. You'll also notice that there's an option to contact Blackboard if you forget your password. So when you come back to the course, if you've forgotten your password, you can just click there and they'll send you a new one. You then get asked to complete various details. You complete all of those, you agree to the terms of use of Blackboard, and then click click Create Account. Now that your account is all set up, return to openeducation.blackboard.com/Cumbria. Once you scroll down that page, you'll see the Head Start image and link. And then once you've found Head Start, you just click on that hyperlink title. You then get an Enroll button and click on that. And then basically, you've done all the process of logging in, creating your account, and you can go straight to the course. Once you've gone through those steps, every time you log into Head Start, you'll be able to go straight to course. So let's go into Head Start itself and have a look at that. This is the Head Start welcome page. And one of the things you'll notice is that down the left-hand side, there's a navigation menu showing you all the different units. Before we get into referencing, I just want to flag a few things to you. So one of the things that's really helpful is this technical FAQs section. And if you click into there, basically it helps with some questions that you might have, for example, pop-ups and what about badges and certificates for the course? And you've got your contact email there again. So the technical FAQs is a really good section to have a look through. The other thing is universities are full of acronyms and strange words. And so we've designed a glossary. So on this page here, you'll see there's a whole A to Z across the top. And this is a huge glossary full of lots of terms that you'll find really useful about the way UK universities work and the language that we use. This Learning Outcomes Assessment and Rewards section, this explains what it is that we're wanting you to get out of Head Start. So that idea of you're gaining an insight into learning at university, particularly these research, referencing and writing skills, those are really important. There's other things in there as well about digital skills. This section explains that for every section you complete, you get a badge. And if you get all your badges, that all translates into a certificate of completion that you can self-generate. So into referencing. So we just click onto referencing. Again, we get a landing page, explains about what's going on in this unit. And here we just click on the title. And then that launches the referencing course in a new window. So here we are, Head Start to University with the referencing section. This little arrow here, when you click on that, it just explains how you manage to navigate the section. So the home button takes you back to the start. The menu gives you a menu for just that particular unit. The resources button, that means that in addition to all the materials and questions and things that happen in the referencing section, there are some extra resources and documents. And then I can just close that. So into the referencing section. Sorry, Dee, can we just pause it? I stop sharing. So here's the Head Start to University referencing section. So we're going to go in and have an explore. So in this unit, we look at, well, why do we have to reference? Because we think it's really important that students don't just know how to reference, but why, what's it all about? Then the information about what we reference, how we go about it, and then all the different referencing systems. So the business about what is referencing and why we reference. Here, there's a key text that we use at the University of Cumbria called Cite Them Right, an essential referencing guide. And that's what lots of courses at the university use to guide their referencing. So here we've got a quotation from the authors of that. Referencing is the process of acknowledging other people's work when you've used it in your assignment or research. And this is a key thing that lots of students going to university need to learn and understand. There'll be lots of evidence that you use in your assignments, and you've got to reference where all that has come from. in amongst all the information that you get about referencing, there's also opportunities for you to participate in the unit, for you to type things into the unit, have a think about things, answer questions, do quizzes. So once you've had a go at having a think about, well, why do we need to reference? And then we work through all sorts of different examples of why we have to reference it. And one of the key things about referencing is this business of plagiarism. And this is where somebody gives in a piece of work and they've not acknowledged that they've used evidence from other people in their assignment. It's a really serious thing at universities, but if you get your referencing right, learn how to use it, you'll do a great job and you'll avoid plagiarism altogether. So lots of information in here about why we need to reference. And here, remember earlier in the unit, you typed in your thoughts about why we reference. So here you pick up what you said and you can compare it with what you're learning about why we need to reference. Okay. So once you've worked through a section, it then ticks that off to show that that's finished. I'm just going to skip forward a little bit and look at the how we reference section. So different universities and different subjects might use different types of referencing systems, but like I said, we use Cite Them Right for a lot of our courses. And in this section, it really explains and gives examples about how we reference. So as you work your way through, you learn lots of different things, such as what's the difference between a reference list and a bibliography, and then all about the different ways in which we set out referencing. So I'm just going to go back. And then which referencing system? So people who are students at the University of Cumbria, they would tick this section here, yes. And in that section there, we would then explore all the different aspects of referencing at the University of Cumbria. If students had come from a different university, they could still use the section and explore other things about referencing and different referencing sections. Okay, so basically that's just a quick guide to how Head Start works. You can see that there's lots of information there, there's opportunities for you to participate, there's quick questions, there's longer text, there's little quizzes, and hopefully by you working your way through that, what it should give you is much more confidence about what referencing is, why it's so important. So just to go back to my presentation. Okay. So I just wanted to remind you about all those useful links and our contact email address. And we really hope you'll enjoy getting a head start to university. And we look forward to hearing what you think. So thank you for your time and enjoy the rest of your visit here at this virtual fair. And now you're ready to go to Head Start and start learning about studying in the UK. Now you've been through all this process, every time you come back to Head Start, you'll just be able to click Go to Course. So let's get into Head Start itself. So I'm just going to switch over to Head Start and have a look. So here is the Head Start landing page. So on the welcome page, lots of information there about Head Start, what's in the course. Our contact email is there as a reminder. And then down this left-hand side, lots of ways of navigating the course itself. So before we get into the referencing section and touch on some other sections, I just want to highlight a few things to you. So one of the really useful sections in here is technical FAQs. So if we just click into that, so typical things that might happen, click on a unit title, nothing happens. This might be tied into a pop-up issue, and so there's lots of details here about pop-ups. Things about Adobe Flash Player that might happen sometimes for some people, and then information about, well, what if I've done a section but my badge seems to be missing, and there's solutions in there, as well as our Head Start contact email. Another useful section is this acronyms and weird words. One of the things about UK universities is we have a lot of language that we use that's very special to universities, and it can seem very confusing when you first get started. So this fantastic glossary here explains lots of different terms that university use and gives the definition. So that's another way that you'll be able to get familiar with the way that UK universities work. This learning outcomes assessment and reward section just outlines what it is that you're learning about, and then also shows you all the badges that you can collect. So for every section you complete, you get a badge. Once you've got all those badges and you've done your evaluations, you also get a certificate of completion. So there's just a few areas of Head Start I just wanted to flag, but let's get looking at a particular section. So we're going to go into referencing. Now, referencing is an area that UK and international students express concern about, and completing the referencing section of Head Start, it will really help not only to explain what referencing involves and why we do it, but also show you how to do it, and that will help you feel very reassured about studying at university. So we just launched the referencing section. So this little window here, what this says is that I've already been into the referencing section, and it's saying, well, do I want to go back to where I was before, or do I want to start again? So that's a really useful thing about Head Start. When you go back into units, you don't have to start from the very beginning of each one. It will pick up where you left off. But I'm going to say, no, I want to go back to the beginning. Information here about how to navigate the resource, what all the different things mean. So you've got a home button, takes you back to the start of the unit. You've got a menu button that explains what's in that particular section. And as well as all the information in the referencing section itself, you've got supporting resources and documents. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at what do we reference. Three, two, one, start recording again. So what do we reference? Here you'll see an example of one of the quizzes that we use in Head Start. So down the side here, we've got lots of information about all the different types of evidence that you might use. And all you have to do is tick. So you tick, well, what do I reference? What do I not reference? So in this example, let's say I don't think you have to reference posts on social media. So I tick that one. And I don't think you have to reference YouTube videos. So I tick that one. And then I click. Now what it's telling me is, no, you have to reference everything. Basically, common knowledge is the only thing that we don't reference at university. So we also have a section in here about how to reference. Now, different universities use different types of referencing systems. Here at University of Cumbria, we use Cite Them Right, and it's a Harvard system, it's an author date system, but different universities, different subjects might use slightly different things. And in this section, it works its way through the actual how do we reference. Things like, well, what is a citation? What does that mean? What's a reference list? How is that different from a bibliography? So lots of information in there to help you understand what is going on in referencing, and also showing you how to do it. And trying to help you understand how referencing works when you're referencing different types of sources. So referencing a book is a bit different to referencing a website. So lots of different information in there about referencing. So the whole section, once you finish that section, hopefully you will feel better prepared about referencing and feel like you understand it better. So having had a look at referencing, I'm just going to have a quick look at writing. So this is the writing section. If you remember, the writing section was the second most useful section of Head Start. So here in writing, we're going to have a look at there's lots of different things that you work your way through when you look at this. So there's time management. Time management is really key to doing well at university. There's information about reflective writing, where you think about, well, what have I learned? How have I developed? How can I improve my practice, my academic work for future? Then all about breaking down essays and looking at how essays work. But for this, I just want to have a look at critical writing, because being critical is a really important part of writing at university. And in this section, it explains all about different ways in which writing works. So one element of writing is being descriptive. It explains about being descriptive, but the key element of academic writing is being critical. And it's the critical writing that your tutors are really interested in. So good critical writing can really make a difference between your grades. So it's important that you get to grips with what critical writing is. So in the section, it explains all about what critical writing is, how you do it. And also, once you've worked your way through all the sections, you've got lots of different examples. They give you an example of descriptive. They show you how to turn it into critical. And then at the end, we've got a little quick quiz. So the idea is, it states what has happened. Do you think that's critical or descriptive? That sounds descriptive to me. I'm going to press descriptive, submit. That's correct. So once you've worked your way through the quiz, that'll give you a score, and then that contributes towards you getting your badge. So that's just a really quick taste of how Head Start works and what's going on in Head Start. And we hope that you'll find it really useful, like all of our Head Starters have in the past. So just as a quick reminder, I'm just going to go back into my presentation and just remind you about these useful links and support. So all that information about Head Start and how to access it, it's all there on that link, my.cumbria.ac.uk/Head Start. There's the link again to the Open Education Blackboard platform where you get into Head Start, and there's our contact email. So we hope you'll enjoy getting a Head Start to university. We really look forward to hearing what you think. Thanks for your time and enjoy the rest of your visit today.